Hi YouTube! My name's Leora and welcome to my new YouTube channel, Books with Leo. This is so weird to be doing for me, to be talking in English on YouTube again. I feel very weird, also happy, but just very weird. This is my new channel about books, and this channel will be completely in English and also mostly / completely about books, probably. So yeah, I thought it would be a super good idea to do the Booktube Newbie Tag for all the people on YouTube who don't know who I am, and I think that's probably the majority of people. I thought that would be a perfect way for you guys to get to know me better, and also I really enjoy doing tags, and I think in the regular YouTube community tags aren't that big of a thing anymore, and in the Booktube community everybody's still doing tags, which I think is amazing. So I'm happily jumping on that bandwagon and also doing the Booktube Newbie Tag, so that's what I'm going to be doing here today. So first, let me introduce myself a bit. My name's Leora, I'm 21 years old and I am from Holland. I'm originally Dutch. Hoi allemaal, ik ben Nederlands. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The first question is, why did you start this channel? Well, I have an answer for that. So I started this Booktube channel because I've been doing YouTube already for I think 5 years. I have my own Dutch YouTube channel, and my Dutch YouTube channel is mostly about secondhand fashion, thrifting, but it's also about like feminism, and I also talk about books. I talk about art, I make art, I do art journaling, I do all sorts of things on there. I really love doing that and I really love making creative videos, but sometimes it really feels like there's not a lot of Dutch public for the things that I make, which is totally fine, and I love being that one creative content creator, and I really think it would be nice to still have someone that makes that type of content in Dutch, because I really am, I think, quite a creative YouTuber. I love to be funky with editing, and I love to make art and put my own drawings into my videos and animations, and so I really love doing that, and I think it's important there's still someone doing that whilst talking Dutch. But I also think I would really love to, you know, reach a wider audience, and especially with books, because the booktube community in Holland is just not very big, which is fine, you know, we're a nice cozy family, and I will not stop making Dutch booktube videos, but I also would just really like to join the English community, because it's a bigger community, there's loads of people I want to, you know, also talk to about books, so I just thought an English booktube channel would be a great opportunity to share my jibber-jabbering about books with more people. I also have some friends here already on Booktube. I also thought it would just be super nice to collab with them more and then just both make English videos, you know? So yeah, that's part of the reasoning. If you would like to check out my Dutch channel, you totally can. Some videos are subtitled and some older videos are still in English, so if you'd like to, you can totally check it out, but if you don't speak Dutch, you won't understand most of it. The second question of this tag is, what are some fun and unique things you can bring to Booktube? So I think I already answered this question a little bit, but I'll get further into it. I finished art school this year, so I'm a Bachelor of the Arts, I think you call that? I don't know. I've studied film, but mostly I really love illustrating, doing animations, being creative with editing. That's all the types of stuff I really love to do. And at the moment I work as a freelance video editor, animator, illustrator, content creator. That's all sorts of things I do, and yeah, I really love doing that, but I also think that this skill set that I have is something really unique I can bring to Booktube. And yeah, I would really love to do that, so that's what I'm doing. I think next to that, I also love talking about diversity and love talking about LGBTQ books. I'm also a huge feminist, so I'd love to talk about more feminist reads as well. I think those are a few of the things that I'll be bringing to Booktube. The third question is, what are you most excited for about this new channel? That's a really hard question. I don't know. I think I'm really looking forward to connecting more with different people, not just Dutch people, especially, like I said before, because there's not a lot of Dutch people in the Booktube community, or there's not a big Dutch Booktube community. I'm just really looking forward to making lots of bookish content, because on my Dutch YouTube channel I make bookish videos every now and then, but on here I'm planning to do it full time, just only bookish videos. I just really love talking about books. I do have quite a few friends that also love to read, and I can talk with them about it as well, but I'm just looking forward to people that don't get annoyed with me when I start talking about Six of Crows or, I don't know, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo again, and they're not like, oh my god, Leora's talking about this book again, but they're like, oh great, I want to hear this stuff. Okay, so the next question is, why do you love reading? These questions are hard. Why didn't nobody tell me that these questions would be so hard? Like, god. I don't know. I guess I just really love being transported into a different world, and I also love the opportunity to get a new perspective on the world we already live in. So I think, for example, when I read The Hate You Give, it was such an interesting perspective to be reading from, and to learn more about the Black Lives Matter movement in such a honest and like very immersive way. And I think books really bring that to the table, because you also have to use your own imagination a little bit. And I think when you watch a movie or a TV show, you can also be super immersed, especially with film, I think. But with books, you have to do a little bit more thinking sometimes, and I think that can be very helpful, especially when you're doing when you're trying to give critique on our society or something like that. So yeah, I think that's one of the most important things to me, and that's why I love reading so much. But I also just really love being able to escape into a fantasy world and just totally being in that world and just being out of our world for a little bit. So that's what I love about reading most, I think. But also that I get to actually be in all these different stories and enjoy all these different worlds. That's very special to me as well. The next question is, what book or series got you into reading? God, I think I have them actually. Yeah, so I think this is probably the most generic answer I can possibly give. I have two answers actually, but let me start with this. This is the first book in Mortal Instruments series. I'm not a huge Mortal Instruments fan. In fact, I'm thinking about giving these away soon. So, Emma Books, if you still want a Dutch version of this book, I have it. You can have it. I know you love this. I think when I was around 13 or 14, I ordered the Mortal Instruments books from my local library. I lived in a very small town. We didn't have a library, so I had to order books to my library because we only had boring adult books. And I remember ordering the whole Mortal Instruments series, and there were only 3 books at the time, I think. But the thing was, because I had to order them, I first got the last book, and then I got the second book, and then I got the first book, or something like that. So I read them in a really weird order, because I couldn't wait. And I really ate up these books. I loved them so much. And I was also totally crushing on Izzy, but I was not willing to admit it to anybody. And they really got me into reading when I was a teenager. I reread them, I think 2 years ago now, and I didn't really enjoy them that much, so that was kind of a letdown for me, a bit of a bummer. But I'm still really happy that these got me into reading at that age. Then, what also got me into reading when I was way younger than that is obviously Harry Potter. I know, this is both of these answers are so generic. I'm not sorry though, I'm not sorry. This is what got me into reading when I was around 6 or 7, and yeah, I'm not gonna talk about Harry Potter. You guys know about Harry Potter. The next question is, who are some of your favorite booktubers on here, and who would you recommend? Okay, so I watch quite a lot of booktubers, and I would mostly to recommend some of my friends on booktube. So first up there's Sabine's Boeknoek, who's one of my close friends here in Holland. She lives in Utrecht, and she also lives very close to where my parents live. I really love her, she's one of my dearest friends, and we're both very creative. We love to paint, we love to journal together, so that's really great. Her channel is super cool, you should definitely check it out. She makes great book reviews. Her book hauls are also super bingeable. So yeah, I'd like to recommend Sabine to you guys. Next up is basically Brit, who's also one of my friends here in Holland. And Brit and I haven't known each other for that long, but we really enjoy each other's company. Yeah, and we enjoy talking about books to each other and about our Etsy shops, because we both have Etsy shops. You should definitely check out Brit too if you haven't already, if you don't know her already. I think next to these two people who are friends of mine, booktubers I like to watch a lot are A Clockwork Reader. I think she has the most calming voice, she makes me so zen. I also really enjoy Emma Books because she talks about diversity and LGBTQ a lot. So those are some people here on Booktube I really enjoy watching. The next question is, what challenges do you think will be hardest to overcome when starting a booktube channel? What I'm most scared for is people bashing me for my weird accent in English. Because I'm Dutch, so I think most people in Holland grow up talking British English because we're closest to England, and that's what they teach here at schools as well. My dad works for a British company, so when I was growing up, our household, it was British English that was spoke most regularly. But my English has some really weird influences, sometimes it sounds Australian, Irish, then it has some American stuff going on, and yeah, I'm really scared of people telling me I sound weird. I don't know, so that's something I'm a tad worried about, but it'll probably be fine. Okay, so there's 3 more questions. I don't know how much time I'll have to do all of them because I think this video is already becoming super long. When did you start reading? I think I started reading when I was really young because I was generally very, like, I'm not the type of person to just sit around and stare out of the window. I need to be doing something. So I think I was probably around, like, I don't know when I started to actually be able to read, but I think as soon as I was able to read, I was reading everything. Where do you read? I think one of the places I enjoy to read mostly is in my bed. My bed is just very comfy and it's like a place to be, like a very nice, comfortable, safe space. I also have some really soft bedding I recently bought. That's not important. Anyway, so yeah, I think I mostly read in my bed. I also really enjoy reading when I'm commuting, so in public transport, and I love reading on my couch. I love reading at my parents' house. I love reading at friends' houses. I love reading anywhere, basically. I also read a lot in the metro when I'm going to work or whatever. I read everywhere, really, I think. Now, this is already the last question of the tag, and this question is, what kind of books do you like to read? Now, I think this is actually a pretty important question to be answering because if you guys would like to follow me, it might be nice to know if our reading tastes sync up a bit. So, behind me is my bookcase. I might do a bookshelf tour one day if you guys would be interested in that. I think most of these shelves are fantasy books. I love to read fantasy books and I read adult fantasy but also young adult fantasy. I'm a huge Lee Bardugo fan. I especially love Six of Crows, like they're all of my faves. I think they're just amazing characters and I especially love slow character-driven fantasies. Next to that I also love murder, mystery, crime books. I have a whole shelf dedicated to it over here. I also love historical fiction every now and then. I love contemporary as well. I have a whole contemporary shelf as well. And I don't read a lot of non-fiction, but when I do, it's mostly books about gender studies and feminism. That are some of the genres I love to read. I do read quite a lot of YA, but I also read adult fiction, so it's a bit of a mix. Those were all the questions of the tag. I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing this Booktube Newbie Tag video I made. Don't forget to subscribe, click the like button, and tell all of your friends I have an English channel now. I'd also love for you guys to let me know what you thought of this video, so definitely leave a comment and tell me. And if you have your own Booktube channel, definitely tell me in the comments, because I want to make this YouTube channel all about books, so I also want to subscribe to only book channels so that I have like a separate YouTube to watch book videos on. That's like, I think that is also one of the things I'm looking forward to have that super organized. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed my Booktube Newbie Tag. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!